that God has blessed her with the most unconditionally loving and endlessly supportive parents that have given her the world. They have also influenced her in all aspects of her life. They taught her how to be kind and positive, introducing her to Jesus early, and encouraging her on the best path through life. Maddie's father taught her perseverance and how important working hard is to achieve your goals, while her mom taught her the importance of loving everyone, no matter what, and no matter what you do, to never stop laughing or smiling. They provided her with the opportunity to attend and play at this amazing school, where she has met the best teammates and coaches. Maddie wants to thank all the coaches of Heritage Girls Basketball for giving her such a great experience so far in such little time. This team has slowly made her into the best version of herself when she has felt out of place in past years, and she thanks everyone for making Heritage a home. Maddie says Duke University is her dream school, but she has also applied to Baylor and Indiana University in hopes to get into one of their medical programs and become successful in a neurobiology career, as well as possibly entering for clinical trials, working towards cures for dementia. Maddie Deary. Ayantu Jones. Her favorite Bible verse is Jeremiah 29:11. Ayantu would like to thank her parents for always encouraging her in her basketball decisions. She also wants to thank all of her friends and family for supporting her. She'd like to thank her coaches for always pushing her to be a better player. She is super thankful for all of her teammates, especially Molly Decker. She is forever grateful for the friendship they've created through basketball over the last 5 years. After graduation, Ayantu plans to study business at Cedarville University. Ayantu Jones. And then they are the Heritage Christian Lady Eagles class of 2023.
It's IndianaSRN.
Say that again?
IndianaSRN. It's on YouTube and we have a website.
SRN?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Sprinkles if you got them. Jack's Donuts. Find a location near you. Now.
This is the Frells family's land. When the sun comes out, the kids run and play right there. This used to be a shed. Now, it's where they get breakfast. This is more than just land. It's home. The Frells family runs with us on a John Deere 1 Series tractor. This land isn't the only thing that should live on for generations. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Craving comfort fresh food made from scratch daily? Check out Aspen Creek Grill. Located across from Hamilton Town Center and beside the Holiday Inn, we offer family farm-raised premium Black Agnes steaks hand-cut daily, creamy pastas, salmon chicken, and fall-off-the-bone ribs. Start with our famous powwow shrimp appetizer and don't miss our refreshing drinks. Family-friendly or a great night out with friends. Aspen Creek Grill. Aspen Creek Grill, Noblesville. Call 317-559-3300.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
All I ever wanted was to feel loved. He said he loved me. My friends told me it wasn't a big deal. They thought he was so cool, but they didn't know what he wanted me to do.
All I ever wanted was to feel loved. You have no idea the kind of pressure I felt to take things to the next level. Things were moving so fast. I was basically the only person in the freshman class who hadn't done it yet. So we did.
I loved him.
I thought she loved me.
My health class had CPR at school. I stayed after class to talk with the instructor about it. They showed me that it didn't have to be that way.
They showed me that I get to make my own choices.
There is another way.
That's the best thing CPR gives you. Another way. A better way.
A healthy way. Sometimes you don't see it because you're in your own world, but they don't make you feel bad. They talk to you like a real person, and they save kids from really unhealthy decisions. They tell the truth, and they know what they're talking about. So yeah, my life was different. I started to choose the better way.
I honestly don't know where I'd be or what I'd be doing had it not been for CPR.
You want a career that creates experiences that are impossible to forget. By studying sports and events at IUPUI, you'll get hands-on experience in and out of the classroom. And with Indy as your classroom, there are high-profile events, sports franchises, hotels, museums, and large organizations across the city to engage, educate, and enlighten your student journey before you graduate. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to prepare you to handle any event, big or small. It all starts here.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirits, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
You want a career that will transform your life while you change the lives of others by helping them live well. With a health or exercise sciences degree from IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences, you will gain an in-depth understanding of the healthcare industry while preparing you for a variety of graduate and professional programs in health. And with Indy as your classroom, you will have clinical options within leading hospitals right in our backyard, as well as a degree from Indiana University, reputable leaders in the healthcare industry. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
After the Marine Corps, I was diagnosed with PTSD and became homeless for 15 years. Like a hermit living on the street, I just existed. I came to Wheeler Mission. Wheeler operates on a culture of kindness. Going through their programs reminded me that my meaning in life is to serve God. God set me free from anxiety and depression. Before Wheeler, I just existed, but today I live.
Sprinkles if you got them. Jack's Donuts. Find a location near you now.
Hey conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
Shh, we're trying to hear. Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes.
Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorites.
My kid heard that solo!
You saying I did?
You are watching Indiana High School Girls Basketball on IndianaSRN. Tonight's game is brought to you by IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences. Begin your journey today. The Morales Group, building better futures one story at a time. Bertner Electric, serving greater Indianapolis and the surrounding counties. Piper Logistics, from warehousing to transportation, we do it all. And Reynolds Farm Equipment, serving our customers and the community since 1955. Well, boy, do we have a good one for you tonight. In Class 3A, it is the Heritage Christian Eagles facing off against the Hamilton Heights Huskies. Hello, everyone. I'm Joey Lindstrom alongside legendary Greenwood Christian Academy coach Alan Weems. Now, Alan, both these teams hungry for a win. This is the last bout they have before sectional time. Heritage has another game tomorrow night against Park Tudor to round out the season, but tonight is the last night for Hamilton Heights to prove another chance to improve themselves and to also show why they're one of the best teams in Class 3A.
Well, both of these teams are very good. You've got Hamilton Heights ranked 10th in 3A, and then Heritage Christian ranked 17th. So this is a big match because it gets them probably ready for section as well as anything.
It's one of those matches that really is quintessentially the Indiana high school girls basketball match, the one that you love to see. If you look at Heritage Christian, a team that's gone 14-6 so far through this year, coached by Cassie Wiseman in her third year at the school, 14-6 record, 45 wins in 3 years for Cassie, and she's really taken this program from what was just a good program to now becoming more of an elite program in the state.
Like most high school programs, Heritage Christian has an incredible history. They've won 7 state championships, but they went through a little bit of a dry spell. And Cassie, being a graduate of Heritage Christian, has taken over the program and has a tremendous amount of pride in the program itself, and she has done a tremendous job the last 3 years.
City Lions tournament champs with a win over Cathedral 2 weeks ago, 55-49, that final score. They have a couple key players that really move the ball for this team, primarily Maya Davis, 20 points a game, and she's dominating in every part and every facet.
She has been one of the more impressive players I've seen all year. She is a very definite all-state type of player. As a junior, I would look at her and say she's a real candidate for the junior all-star team.
And Corinne Marshall, Jocelyn Marshall. Marshall's sisters, just 1 year separating them, but both players that get it done. Corinne with 14 a game, Jocelyn with 10.
Both outstanding players. I've seen Heritage Christian play 3 or 4 times, and Corinne was out one of the games, and they definitely missed her. Now, they've got enough depth they can make up for it, but when these 5 kids work together all year, it makes a difference when one of them's out.
And when you see both these teams, 40% shooting from the field as an aggregate, and both shooting over 65% from the free throw line. If you foul them, you're in trouble. If you leave them open space, you're in trouble. What does Heritage Christian bring to the table that they could take advantage of over Hamilton Heights tonight?
Well, defensively, they play a really good man-to-man, and they're very physical. They will continue to try to take the ball inside, although they're not afraid of shooting it on transition from the three-point line. So they're very hard to guard. They are very athletic, and they've got size. So it makes it very difficult for most teams to try to stop them.
Last state title for Heritage Christian, 2016, after the final, the Holy Trinity, if you will, 2014 through 2016, a three-peat for the Heritage Christian Eagles. On the other side, Hamilton Heights, coached by Keegan Cherry, 115 wins in 7 years at the school for Keegan Cherry. And in sectional 24, the Hoosier Conference in the East Division, dominating all season. Tough losses all across the board to mostly 4A schools. They've really created a kind of culture of winning over the last few years.
What's really interesting is that they've had as good a record as anybody in the Hamilton County area. But when you are looking at Fishers and Hamilton Southeastern, Noblesville and Westfield and Carmel, it's hard to get any attention. But this has been a really good basketball program over the last 5 or 6 years.
Cameron Runner leads the charge for this team, 18 points a game, just getting on that surface of 19 sometimes. 7 rebounds per game again as well. Broughton's another player, Hickok as well, both 8 and 7 points per game. What does Hamilton Heights do well that they could do against Heritage Christian?
They're a good defensive team, and they know who their players are, and Cameron Runner is going to have the ball in her hands an awful lot. You don't have to worry about them going away from her. She'll have the ball in her hands, and she'll try to make things happen.
34% from beyond the arc. They lost last week to Lafayette Central Catholic in the Hoosier Conference tourney. Twin Lakes then went on to win that tourney. They are scheduled to play the winner of Centerville and Jay County. And Jay County's only loss this season was to this Hamilton Heights team. Should be a good one tonight at Heritage Christian right here on IndianaSRN. We're going to take a break for the national anthem and starting lineups. You're watching girls basketball on IndianaSRN.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
You want a career that creates experiences that are impossible to forget. By studying sports and events at IUPUI, you'll get hands-on experience in and out of the classroom. And with Indy as your classroom, there are high-profile events, sports franchises, hotels, museums, and large organizations across the city to engage, educate, and enlighten your student journey before you graduate. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to prepare you to handle any event, big or small. It all starts here.
This is the Frells family's land. When the sun comes out, the kids run and play right there. This used to be a shed. Now, it's where they get breakfast. This is more than just land. It's home. The Frells family runs with us on a John Deere 1 Series tractor. This land isn't the only thing that should live on for generations. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
And welcome back to Heritage Christian High School. Joey Lindstrom and Alan Weems with you. And Alan, this is a star-studded matchup. We are highly anticipating this one coming up. And what's certainly indicative, you mentioned in the open, is the defense that's going to be played. Hamilton Heights scoring, well, it looks like they don't score a whole lot with 41 a game. That means they're holding opponents to less than 40 a game. And clearly Keegan Cherry has something figured out on the defensive end to get all these wins.
Well, there's no question about it. And, you know, they're a strong, physical team. And when you're able to do that, and they don't play a bad schedule. I mean, you're talking about getting these 15, 16, 17 wins, whatever they have, against a good schedule.
Right.
And they're scoring 41 points a game. That means defensively they've been very good against good teams.
And Cameron Runner has certainly been one of the best benefactor of their efforts. On Heritage Christian's side, they're scoring just under 60 a game and shooting 40% from the field overall, 45% from inside the arc, 30% from beyond the arc, and again, 66% at the free throw stripe. This is a team who thrives on a bit of that chaos. They really like to play fast, and they love to put it on you defensively as well.
Well, they'll pick you up full court. They'll pick you up man. They'll half court trap you. And what's fun is they don't mind shooting a three-pointer in transition. So, you know, be ready because you're liable to see anything.
A good transition three-pointer is beautiful basketball.
Oh, it's fun.
There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, I mean, this could be a fun game.
Hamilton Heights 16-5, Heritage Christian 14-6. The last bout for the Huskies before sectional time. Heritage Christian will have another chance tomorrow night against Park Tudor, but the chance to win against a good team tonight is going to be an excellent opportunity for Cassie Wiseman's squad.
Well, one of the things I noticed right away is that, and like most schools, she started all of her seniors tonight.
Oh yeah,
a nice way to handle it.
Yeah, Cassie Wiseman always and forever talking about the appreciation she has for the leadership on this squad, and right away Heritage getting started.
Yes.
Just wait for the ID. Yeah, breakaway layup to get the Eagles going.
All right, so Maya Davis
picking up
high.
It was Maya Davis on that layup as well.
We got nice help side.
Beautiful work to get that layup.
She probably could have taken one more step over to get the dribble stopped.
Right away, Heritage moving across, and our first foul of the game belongs to Hamilton Heights.
So you notice they were, really good officiating crew. This is going to be a well-officiated game. I see that now. I see who they are.
Fouls on the floor. Yeah, you got to have a little bit of memories from your JCA days. That's for sure with some of these officials. I'm sure they go around to all these different gymnasiums to get going.
I'll tell you, it's they're those that they just really enjoy the game, and these three are good officials. All right, so let's see what Heritage Christian is in right now. Could be anything. Picking up high. See how high they're picking up, and then pressure.
Oh, an open look down but underneath, and it's missed. Hamilton Heights gets their own rebound. Now a 3-ball from Ella Hickok.
Wow, nice shot.
Lets it fly in Hamilton Heights.
That was far enough back they didn't have to check to see if his foot was on the line, did you?
Right, Maya Davis now dribbling ahead.
There's
Christian, a transition 3.
Really nice shot again. Really good shooting for him. So Heritage is staying in their man. Hadn't switched anything up yet.
Was Corinne Marshall back on that opposite end for Heritage. An offensive rebound for Hamilton Heights. And fumbling that away to get it over to Heritage, and now Maya Davis.
She will push it all night.
Marshall thought about it. Dips in the corner.
Oh, nice cut, nice
Beautiful pass and a nice finish from Maddie Gary.
That was a really nice cut, and Davis had her eye on that cut the full time.
She's really a facilitator. 4 assists per game. She's one of the best point guards in the state as far as assists per game go.
Well, she's one of the best point guards in the state in regards to anything.
Yep.
I mean, she's really good.
It's Molly Eckel defending Ella Hickok.
Yeah.
And Keegan Cherry looking for his team to get something moving here.
I think they're trying to find a hold towards the basket. And this is good defense. Notice how they're doing a good job of stepping over and helping their man out.
Runner's shot off the backboard doesn't go. Somehow she gets it back.
Oh, my.
And a 3-ball.
Oh, my.
Doesn't go for Hamilton Heights.
That's a 23-footer. That's one of those coach says you could take a step in.
Nearly at the volleyball line.
Yeah. Okay.
Timeout here for Heritage Christian to get some substitutions on. I believe Corinne Marshall maybe came up a bit shaken up.
Well, what they've done is now they've taken the seniors that normally don't start, and they've put their normal starters back in.
Yep, Casey Frost back onto the floor for Heritage Christian.
I'll tell you, watch Frost. She is a sophomore, but she's very, very good.
7.5 points per game and 5 rebounds per game for Casey Frost as well.
Really nice sophomore.
And on senior night, best thing you can do is go get yourself a win as Gary takes it to the rack.
Nice job of splitting that press. And that's, I mean,
working outside.
Nice
Hamilton
step in.
Heights to step in, and Davis.
And see Davis pushing it the whole time.
Marshall along the baseline, tries to split 2 defenders and gets blocked.
Yeah, that was a tough shot no matter what.
Hamilton Heights just 17 blocks on the season as a team. And they get one there on Heritage Christian. Heritage Christian about 2 blocks per game.
Really nice ball movement. Nice job of cutting. There's a nice screen. So they're yes.
Roden, deep 3 and knocks it down.
She came off a screen from down low up to the top of the key and was wide open.
Hamilton Heights takes the lead again on Heritage in a highly contested ball game. Much anticipated in Class 3A. To answer, Marshall doesn't go, and it's rebounded by Cassidy Shackle. And stay with the Huskies.
That's what I mean by they'll shoot it off transition all night. One quick pass up, and up it went. And Corinne Marshall, she's a really good shooter.
Certainly has the quick trigger, too. She's not afraid to let the ball fly.
Not at all. Not at all. Now, that would have been – the rebounds had get back, don't worry about sticking your hands where they don't need to go.
Hamilton Heights, like we mentioned before, 41 points per game, but so far shooting very confidently. As Broughton and Hickok both have 3-pointers.
See, they have really opened that lane up, trying to find a lane to get the ball in.
Cameron Runner still scoreless through the first 5 minutes.
Well, I'll tell you, Heritage Christian knows that she's also a really good player. And just as Hamilton Heights knows Amaya Davis is a really good player. So their keys will be to probably try to take stuff away. Now that is a pretty long 3.
Hickok short on the 3 ball.
Now they're shown no fear as far as where they're going to put that 3 ball up from. Okay, so let's see what happens here. So
bit of soft shell full court there for Hamilton Heights. This is Frost on the outside. Davis working ahead, confidently takes that shot.
Nice
Here with
board.
the rebound. A lot of trouble down there, the Huskies giving her.
Oh.
And a long take doesn't go for Heritage on the opposite end.
Yeah.
So far, the Huskies leading Heritage Christian. 40th best strength of schedule in the state of Indiana.
There's Runner right
to
there.
The Huskies.
Oh,
Yep,
nice,
Runner.
nice.
Beautiful move. Kiss off the glass, and she's on the board.
That was a really quick first step, and she got a little bit of an advantage at that time. It was really nice.
Inside Frost and Heritage Christian. And Hamilton Heights playing with some up-tempo.
It was a really nice finish by Frost there.
You said you like her game.
I do like her game. And there's Runner looking. See, every time she gets the ball, she's looking to see what's there.
And this is Cassidy Shackle, or excuse me, Kaylee Roten. Just under 2 to play in our first quarter, man. It's flown by.
It really has.
Pace of this game. Runner briefly had Shackle open. Now back up to Hickok.
Well, I don't know how many fouls we had. Couldn't be more than 1 or so.
Just 1 for both teams.
That sure makes the game go quick. All right, so I'm looking. They're you notice Heritage Christian's pressure is backed off just a little bit.
Runner.
Oh, nice pass.
Beautiful pass on the baseline, and it goes for Kaylee Roten. Her second bucket of the day, this time inside the arc.
They did what they were going to do. They stepped over to stop Runner, and she found the open man.
Well, Gary lost the handle on it. Turnover for Hamilton Heights.
Ooh, they're going to call a foul.
And a foul on Heritage Christian. But the Eagles so far finding themselves down just by 3 points. And this game has been relatively clean so far, Alan, but beautiful pass here to get the open shot.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a really contested ball game and nice flow to it. Oh, 2 screens. She got hit twice. Oh,
and a charge. Standing in there, tall and strong. Casey Frost takes it. Gets a turnover for Heritage.
Stepped over and just held her ground, and it was a nice mature play for the sophomore. Okay, so here's Hamilton Heights still in that press. And notice that they're taking the middle away, so the sideline's open a little bit more. And you'll notice
Marshall.
Davis went to the sideline.
This time, Jocelyn Marshall gets her first bucket. 12-11 our count.
All the Heritage kids can handle the ball reasonably well, so getting it up on high, they don't mind. Another long 3.
Kaylee Roten, that one a bit long. Frost with the rebound.
And she's bringing the ball down. Oh.
Bit of an errant pass, gets away off the fingertips of Ayantu Jones.
I think Coach Wiseman liked everything about that except for the pass.
Right. Cassie Wiseman, very impressive in 3 years at Heritage Christian. 45 wins under her belt.
There we go. Okay.
Hickok steps into it.
Ooh, a little short.
Off the front iron, but a rebound.
Oh.
Immediately thrown up.
She
Thought
rushed
she had
it.
the buzzer.
Well, she heard the count.
Gary, long.
Oh.
And that is how we will end our first quarter. Hamilton Heights out ahead of Heritage Christian, 12-11. but from the large in part to Kaylee Roten and Ella Hickok. And we will take our first break here on Indiana SRN. Hamilton Heights Heritage coming back.
We really focus on modern application development, DevOps, so automating the whole process of delivering your solution, and cloud architecture.
It's very important for mid to large companies to have cloud partners because you can't possibly have all the talent you need to address the complex ecosystem of the cloud.
We advise them on all parts of their business. And then when things are defined and we see a clear goal, Clean Slate also then goes and does the work.
We have a team that is very passionate about what they do. We love to solve complex problems, and there's a lot of companies out there that will avoid, getting involved in those things, and I think that's why clients like to work with us.
Industrial Sales Associates has been an electromechanical component manufacturer's representative for Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, Michigan, and Eastern Tennessee for years. Good luck to all the teams during this sports season. For more info, contact Rich 317-546-1900. Welcome back to Hamilton Heights and Heritage Christian. Joey Lindstrom and Alan Weems with you. And both these teams are letting fly from beyond the arc so far, Coach.
Hamilton Heights just came out in a 1-2-2 zone, and where the weakness, part of the weakness is on the baseline. That's where Heritage got their three-point shot.
Cameron Runner taking advantage off the turnaround jumper.
Well, you can see that she is, without a doubt, how she goes is how Hamilton Heights is going to go.
Well, Heritage Christian a bit muddled there, trying to save that one.
Well, and then
to keep it in bounds.
Just not a good pass. Just not a good pass. Okay, there's Runner. And
Runner.
She let it go. And oh, my goodness.
Confidently letting it fly. And that is going to be enough for Cassie Wiseman to take a timeout.
Really nice shot.
And we will take a quick break for her timeout here in IndianaSRN.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
After the Heritage Christian make out of the timeout, trying to crawl back into this, just a 4-point game. I mean, this is a Heritage Christian team who has not faced too many deficits this year, but players like Cameron Runner making it difficult for the Eagles so far. And losing the handle on that one in one end is Heritage Christian.
Good save. Okay, Heritage is back in their man. Good screen.
Roten over to Runner. Already has 3 baskets to her credit. Davis pokes that one away. What do you think the message from Cassie Wiseman was in that huddle? I'm sure you've taken timeouts like that where the other team goes on a bit of a run there.
Settle down.
Yep.
And make the right pass, and we'll get a good shot.
Have to imagine when it comes to finishing out the regular season, maybe they're focused on playoff time a little bit, and then there can be some lapses in judgment.
I think that's a pretty good guess.
Now deep in the corner, wide open is Katie Brown, and rebounded by Heritage.
Good quick
now Davis poked away. Ella Hickok on the run.
Nice pass.
And back to Hickok, getting the bucket.
Really nice ball movement there. And they are still in their 1-2-2, I believe. Could be a 1-3-1, could be a 1-2-2.
So far, a high-scoring affair for Hamilton Heights. Already have almost half of their average per game. This is Natalie Kernut underneath to Jocelyn Marshall. Ball gets tied up, stays with Heritage. Out the foul.
I think he got the foul. Well, I thought it was a good tie-up, but obviously she came across the wrist probably.
And Cassidy Shackle is the guilty party here. Geary had the bucket earlier. Davis, haven't seen a bucket from her since the early fast break, and another turnover from Heritage. That's 5 turnovers early for the Eagles.
I think Davis got caught up in the air a little bit and then trying to make that pass. Sometimes when you're up in the air, defender gets in the way, you end up throwing a little bit higher and it's out of bounds before you know it.
So far, so good for Hamilton Heights. Handling their business. Heritage Christian hanging tough with the Huskies. Both these teams have played very tough schedules throughout the season. A lot of 4A opponents mixed in there. That's the bulk of both these teams' losses against 4A schools.
Obviously, it makes them a lot better for the end of the year.
Yeah, come tournament time, it's going to be very helpful to have that experience under your belt.
No question.
And you were coaching for a single A team. A lot of times your strength of schedule would dictate how you did in the playoffs as well.
Yeah, we had our, about 3 years ago, a strength of schedule of 150, which for a single A school is really strong.
And now runner for 3 again, just rims out. Corinne Marshall gets the board.
It was a nice shot. I mean, she had...
You call that a kick ball, I believe, on runner.
I think they did. I don't know where that pass was going to get to. Runner took care of making sure it didn't get to anywhere. Okay.
Hamilton Heights still hanging in their zone. Tough in the corners.
They're trying to find a trapping point. So now it should be
Kernut.
Nice move.
Trying to get back out to Geary.
Good job of taking what they're giving you. Came up with 2 guards there.
Marshall. They're trying to penetrate this zone. Jocelyn Marshall throws it up. Good hustle by Kernut and Ella Hickok.
They were having trouble solving that. Oh, excuse me.
Go ahead.
They were having trouble solving that zone. I mean, they were having trouble getting anything out of it.
Yeah, the first time that we really noticed a bit of a struggle for Heritage against that 1-2-2. Now up ahead.
Oh, my.
And the awaiting arms of Ella Hickok, and she loses the handle. So we remain in 19-13. Could have got the quick bucket there, Coach.
Well, that was a great pass and a great look. It was there, so it happens. But, wow, I applaud Hamilton for trying to take advantage.
What would you say to your team trying to penetrate against this zone?
Well, you're going to have to do it with a pass. You're not going to do it with a dribble. That's there specifically, I think, to take Maya Davis out of the picture.
Well, that's going to help. Corinne Marshall does it herself, gets around in and around the paint, and gets the jumper to fall.
It was a nice shot. Good turnaround.
And our first timeout we'll see from Hamilton Heights. Keegan Cherry will take a full timeout, and we will as well. You're watching Indiana High School Girls Basketball on IndianaSRN.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
Feel like treating someone special to a delicious meal from Aspen Creek Grill? Next time you come into dinner, buy some gift cards to share with friends. Aspen Creek Grill, located in Noblesville, Indiana. Strong take and bucket for Cameron Runner. She'll go to the line to convert the and one.
Great pass. Great pass. It was a nice cut and a really great pass.
She's got 9 points so far. Beautiful pass. Was that play design in the timeout, you think?
I think what happened there, she reacted to what the defender did. The defender overplayed her, so she back cut her.
Yeah. And she converts on the and one. Cameron Runner with 10 points early so far through the first half, and that is to be expected. Somebody scoring at 19 points a game.
She's right where she probably should be, isn't she?
And Maya Davis normally is 20 per game, just has 2 so far. Is that a result of the zone, do you think, Coach?
I think that the zone has really done a number on Heritage Christian for at least right now.
Frost trying to penetrate through the lane.
They'll get it
Strong
solved.
board.
Yeah, they will get it solved, but right now it is definitely giving them some problems.
That pass a little bit too wide for Ella Hickok to handle and go back to the Eagles. Just over 2 minutes to play in our first half. So exciting. Both these teams shooting 40% this year, both ranked in 3A. The Sagarin ratings, Hamilton Heights 10th, Heritage Christian 17th. Sure to be strong contenders in the tournament.
I'll tell you, Heritage has just kind of gone cold. They're getting some shots inside and just not converting.
This is Cameron Runner once again. 10 points so far for just a junior. She is a player, that's for sure. Trying to work up against Geary.
What's her ball handling? She can make a basketball talk. I mean, she really is. She's really good.
Somebody else who is letting the basketball talk is Ella Hickok. Another three. It's her second of the day. And she's got 10 points as well. Cassie Wiseman needs to take a timeout. Let's hear from our sponsor, RefReps, designed in partnership with numerous state high school associations, helping officials to hone their skills and promote unity in the officiating world. RefReps is for the new official as well as the seasoned vet. Contact refreps.com. And Hoosier Basketball Magazine in its 53rd year. Order today, HoosierBasketball-magazine.com, or call 317-925-8200. Follow top players in high school and college basketball. Thanks to Kip Wesner and Hoosier Basketball Magazine for their support of IndianaSRN. Well, right now, Hamilton Heights out to this 10-point lead. And, Alan, I have to ask, Cassie Wiseman, they haven't been down by 10 points or more many times this season. What are, especially in the first half, what kind of things do you think she's promoting to her team right now?
Well, it's. I think it's starting on the offensive end. She's looking at it and she's saying, what's going on out there? And kind of taking a look at that zone that they've got and then helping them try to understand where the holes might be on it. And then defensively, they're just not getting out the shooters. So she's definitely going to emphasize a couple of those things. Let's put it that way.
4 3-pointers for Hamilton Heights thus far. A team that shoots well from beyond the arc, 34% on the year is
very good.
Is very good. So it's one of those things where you know the strength of your opponent, have to be able to capitalize. See if Heritage can do that in this final, just over a minute left to go in this first half.
Okay, so she came out in a different alignment then against that zone.
This is Maddie Geary again. Now Corinne Marshall. Heritage working more from up the top. Marshall tried to drive right through.
You know, I think she definitely wanted Corinne to take the ball and penetrate it. I'm not sure she wanted that shot.
Sometimes not all options are the best, right? But
I think you could probably, think twice in some cases.
This is Cameron Runner, who's had the hot hand along with Ella Hickok for Hamilton Heights. They have 20 of their 25 points so far. And this is Roden, who has the other 5. Final 20 seconds to play in our first half.
Wow.
Hickok And the Huskies
nice
possessing one more pass.
Another one.
Runner gathers
Wow.
and drains it. A 13-point lead to close out the half for Hamilton Heights. And the Huskies are feeling it from deep, Coach.
They have been really good from deep. And as a result, they're up by 13. I mean, and the three-point shot is the difference because I don't think there's been much from the free throw line at all.
Cameron Runner statistically is the difference as well. 13 points of her own. What does Heritage Christian need to do, and what does Cassie Wiseman need to say to implore her group to change what's going on here?
Well, I think they're going to have to come up with I'm not sure the intensity is there. And sometimes on senior night that seems to it's almost, the game's almost anticlimactic because that senior night experience is so emotional. So I think part of it is just picking up the intensity and both the defensive end and then just making some better decisions on the offensive end.
Well, we shall see. This second half bound to be a good one here on IndianaSRN. Hamilton Heights leading Heritage Christian 28-15 after one. We'll see.
Today, greed, selfish interest, and barefaced corruption seem all the fashion. America needs great men of tolerance who can give honest debate to the great issues of the day. I'm seeing mostly squabbling, men squandering their time, being wolves to one another. Yet, I'm not without hope. We still have Freemasonry. Yes, the same Freemasons that helped create this country have always provided great men when needed. And today, in every city and town in America, Freemasonry is still providing that special place where young men can find their greatness and accomplished men can give something back. Yes, in this time of great hope, it is my hope that America will see that Freemasonry is a national treasure that cannot be separated from our country's future.
You want a career that creates experiences that are impossible to forget. By studying sports and events at IUPUI, you'll get hands-on experience in and out of the classroom. And with Indy as your classroom, there are high-profile events, sports franchises, hotels, museums, and large organizations across the city to engage, educate, and enlighten your student journey before you graduate. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to prepare you to handle any event, big or small. It all starts here.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
I am Heritage.
Heritage Christian. We are Heritage.
I am Heritage.
We are Heritage.
You're good at keeping the car clean. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
High school sports fan IHSAA.
And welcome back to Heritage Christian and Hamilton Heights, where the Huskies lead the Eagles 28-15. Joey Lindstrom alongside the legendary GCA coach Alan Weems, getting you set for tip in the second half. First, let's hear from our sponsor, Tam's Sweet and Savory Cafe. New spot for breakfast or lunch, open Wednesday through Sunday. Try our classic breakfast and our sweet baked goods located in Lawrence, Indiana. Check out Tam's, 6427 Oak Landon Road, as well as Jack Cherry Insurance Agency. We suggest you contact this team for all your insurance needs. Family, car, business, and home, an insurance company to serve you. Contact today, 317-894-7000. Well, Coach, so far, so good for Hamilton Heights. Ella Hickok with 10, Kaylee Roten with 5. The rest of the points belong to Cameron Runner. 13 in that first half. She is the do-it-all girl for this squad.
She's really good. And I had not seen her play before, and I'm glad I got a chance to see her, and she is very, very good. Hamilton Heights did just exactly what we thought they'd try to do. They tried to D it up, and holding Heritage Christian to 15 points and a half is unbelievable. I mean, that is a strong defensive effort. Yeah, you mentioned 41 points a game on offense, but to get all these wins, you have to be able to hold teams to under 40 points a game. So they certainly have done that against Heritage so far. For the Heritage Christian Eagles, Cassie Wiseman took a few timeouts to get her girls settled. We have not seen as much action from Maya Davis as we're used to. Could that be because of the zone, do you think? I think Hamilton Heights knows exactly who Maya Davis is. Yep. And they're not going to allow her to get off if they can help it. If they hold Maya Davis to, let's say, I don't know, single digits, then that just increases their chances of winning it exponentially. Defensively, they have been very, very good. Maya Davis just with 2 points so far. Corinne Marshall with 5. Jocelyn Marshall with 2. And Maddie Geary, as well as Casey Frost, also with a bucket apiece for Heritage. That's a Heritage Christian team normally scoring just under 60 points a game. Shooting 45% from inside the arc, 30% outside. This is kicked by Cameron Runner. She's like, oh, well, I don't know. Every part, I got to get every part out there on defense. Yeah, I think they're still in their zone. It's hard to tell yet, but I think that they're still in that 1-2-2. And over top, there we go. Okay. Davis, an open look, and she makes Hamilton Heights pay for it. Maya Davis from 3. That was definitely set up at halftime to come out and get her a quick shot. They want to get her going, without a doubt. She had the first bucket of the game, and now she gets the first bucket of the second half. This is Kaylee Roten, the Franklin College commit, future Grizz. And Heritage Christian is in their man-to-man, which they're most likely to be in. Well, working in and out. Maya Davis not really covering anybody there, Coach. Well, I'm beginning to what I know they are in a zone. Cassie Wiseman, maybe a matchup, cooking up something against Keegan Cherry's squad. Hickok had double digits in that first half. Clearly a player to watch out for Hamilton Heights. And they have, now that intercepted Coach by Marshall. Yeah, Coach Cherry did not want that. I can guarantee you that. Definitely an ill-advised pass. Now going the other way. Heritage Christian with a chance. And missed there by Jocelyn Marshall. Roten thought about it. I need somebody to run through here so I can see what they're in. Hickok from 3. All of Hamilton Heights' points spread amongst 3 players. Their 3 leading scorers. Those 3 players have been very good tonight. Hickok's got 13. Davis and company. Now Marshall. Wow. And a rebound by Hamilton Heights. This time by Shackle. Well, they're not afraid to put it up from anywhere, are they? And
they do shots from the volleyball line, that's for sure.
And they really do need to get it going. I mean, a couple of threes and you're back in the game quickly. We're in the zone. Yeah. Okay, I can see it now.
What kind of things are you looking for as a coach against zones like this? I mean, so far both teams have had trouble offensively.
I think that the first thing that you're going to want to do is to try to find the weakness in that particular zone. And, okay, I mean, she got an open shot in the middle there.
Right.
1-2-2, that's where the opening will be.
Maya Davis loses the handle on it.
Yeah, I think
a little too fast for the handles.
I think she was going to make a pass and just lost it.
A runner going the other way. And Jocelyn Marshall poking that one out.
You know, this has been I know both teams have hit a three, but it's actually not been a good start offensively for this half.
Hamilton Heights in the Hoosier Conference. Two other teams in the Hoosier Conference are second and third in Class 3A amongst the Sagarin ratings.
Okay, what they've done, they are facing runner.
On the baseline. Now Roten, top of the key. A little bit off there. Opportunity for Heritage.
I believe they're playing a box and one on runner.
I think that'd be advised. Marshall gets fouled, and she'll go to the line to shoot two. Well, as mentioned, Twin Lakes as well as Jay County, both in the Hoosier Conference. Second, and Twin Lakes second in 3A, and Jay County third in 3A. The winner of Jay County and Centerville is going to play Hamilton Heights. And wouldn't you know it, the only loss Jay County has this year is to this Hamilton Heights squad. So if they get that win in their first round sectional, it's bound to be an incredible sectional semifinal game.
It'd be a good one to see, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah. And Hamilton Heights, of course, will be hosting that 3A sectional. Last year they lost in the regional to Garrett in double overtime. Very tough. Heritage gets 1 and 2.
So, okay, so, yeah, see? Yeah. So, yes, they're definitely in a box and one on runner.
Roten, when she had the open look, thought about it briefly. Gets it back over to Hickok.
Some pretty good pressure by those four kids in that zone.
Certainly a little, just from my viewpoint, Hamilton Heights a little more uneasy on offense. Cross-court pass. Shackle
nice shot.
Rims it in.
Well, you know, runners used to having the ball in her hands, and they're used to having her with the ball in her hands, and so they've taken that out of it, and now it's a little bit more of an adjustment.
Errant pass goes to nobody, and a turnover here for Heritage. Geary was fighting for it. Now Cameron Runner running ahead.
Ooh, that might have been double dribble.
Huskies firmly in control. 14-point lead here in the third quarter. Just a 5-4 scoring third quarter here as well.
There's a good trap.
And that's going to be a timeout from Keegan Cherry. Smartly taking that one as well. And we're going to take one with him. You're watching girls basketball on IndianaSRN.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Hamilton Heights, 14-point advantage over Heritage Christian. Joey Lindstrom, Alan Weems with you. A shout out to Joel Mears, our cameraman, Nick Lewis, our producer. You guys are doing an excellent job as usual. And I'm not brown-nosing. It's been great tonight. Maya Davis, full head of steam.
And she missed it.
Normally 20 points a game from Maya Davis, having a bit of an off night for Heritage. She's got 5, and maybe it's just going to be a little bit of warming up for her.
Well, I think Maya thought she might have gotten bumped on that layup. And, you know, when things aren't going well, everything bothers you.
Right. Hadley Cherry checking in for the Huskies, coach's daughter. Nice. Now a beautiful bucket there from Casey Frost. And that's another thing you mentioned in the first half, Coach. You got to get Casey Frost going as well. She's a top player for this team.
She is a really solid player and makes good decisions and just does the things that a lot of people don't notice, frankly.
It's a good effort and hustle by Runner to try to save that one. Now Marshall doesn't go, and Runner gets the rebound.
I think if Heritage can get this, let's say below 10 going into the fourth quarter, then I think they would feel pretty good about their chances then.
Runner gets tied up. They're going to call her for a travel here. Maya Davis with some active hands.
Heritage Christian has definitely picked up the defensive intensity this half.
Heritage Christian will travel to Park Tudor tomorrow. Not a very far trip, of course, but and then they'll host Heron for their sectional on January 31st. The winner will play Shortridge. On the opposite side of that sectional, Brebeuf will play the winner of Guerin and Chatard. Heritage coming off the City Alliance tournament win. A huge, huge win over Cathedral, 55-49. Played their hearts out to end up winning that game. You know, last year this team had 16 wins, lost to North Putnam in regionals, and Cassie Wiseman took it as a gut check. And this year they've been very strong. 14 wins, you know, with a chance to make it 15-16 to end the year is another strong campaign.
Well, and they're young. I mean, you know, they're Davis, the Marshall sisters, Frost as an example. They're all juniors or sophomores and juniors. And then Geary's the only starter that's a senior.
And Maddie Geary contains that foul here. Yep, you're right. It's a young team, and I think that I'm curious your thoughts. When you have a young team, what kind of things do you expect out of your young team in a year where they've had 14 wins, you know, when it comes to tourney time? Because obviously that thought might be looming for a lot of these players.
I can only speak from experience. Our first Final Four year, we were really young, only one senior. And we expected to be better than next year, and we were. But it's harder to get better as you get older, if that makes any sense. I mean, you've already reached a certain level, and you're expecting them to grow from there. And they've certainly got room to do so, but it's harder to do so.
The expectation starts to build as well.
The pressure that these kids feel sometimes is enormous.
Yep.
And it's only a game, but it's their life. That's what they've done since they were 5 years old.
This is Runner working against this Heritage Christian defense who has held her at bay this half.
Oh.
And a huge three from Hickok. That is somebody they have not held at bay. She's got 16.
She is way above her average.
Normally just 7.5 per game. Now she steals one away. And if you got the hot hand, let her ride. Unfortunately, the layup doesn't go. Heritage going the other way. Geary for three. Hustles for the rebound. Tries to save it. And she does. Stays with and is off of Geary, of course. And we'll go back to Hamilton Heights.
Just 2 possessions ago, it was 33-21.
Yep.
And, you know, I mean, that's what I guess Hamilton can do to you. They've hit them for, 5 quick points here.
A key win for Hamilton Heights this year, of course, against Jay County. And that was in overtime, Jay County's only loss. Long ball here to Hickok, and she makes up for her last layup miss, and she's got 18.
Now that's twice they've gotten a long ball down against Heritage Christian.
Davis trying to penetrate through the zone. She had Ayatu Jones in the corner, but draws the foul.
I know Davis really loves to penetrate the middle if she can do it. I tell you, I've got to say, Hamilton Heights has been really impressive. Really impressive.
And now Jones.
But I think, the Heritage has not shot the ball as well as normal. And part of that is because of Hamilton's defense.
Davis over to Jones, trying to beat the buzzer. And Hamilton Heights firmly in control at the end of 3, 40-21. They've hit their average for their points scored, and the fourth quarter looms for Heritage to try to make a comeback. You're watching girls basketball on IndianaSRN.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
And welcome back. Fourth quarter action here for you on IndianaSRN. Joey Lindstrom, Alan Weems with you. And, Coach, so far, Hamilton Heights controlling the pace of this game since the start. Ella Hickok rising to the occasion today. And in the second half, too, where Cameron Runner had no points in that third quarter, Ella Hickok had 8.
I don't think you'd ever expect to find Hamilton Heights increase a lead when Cameron Runner gets held scoreless, but they actually outscored Heritage 12-6 in that quarter. That's a really good quarter when your leading scorer doesn't score. I mean, they've been really good. Really good.
So far, Hamilton Heights, 41 points a game, already hitting their stride. Heritage Christian, normally 60 points a game. Today, held at bay. Different story for a different opponent. Nice move from Runner, gets blocked by Geary, her second block of the day.
Not just anybody can make a spin move like that.
This is Davis.
They've not only got one person shadowing, they got 2 or 3 people shadowing her.
Yep. It's certainly apparent who they're trying to stop.
Well, if I were coaching them, I would be too.
Now, there's a chance that these teams meet in the tournament at some point. And Hamilton Heights, sectional 24, Heritage in sectional 27. It's certainly possible for both these teams, because of the pedigree that they've played with this year, that we might see them rematch, as there's a bucket from Jocelyn Marshall, her second of the day.
Really nice pass from her sister, Corinne.
Sisterly connection.
They may have played in the driveway some.
Yeah, just a little bit. Corinne, of course, the older of the two. A junior, and Jocelyn a sophomore. You mentioned the youth of this team. Certainly apparent when you have both Marshall sisters playing at the level that they are. I hope to get a lot out of them as they go on to their upperclassmen years.
I think Heritage Christian will I mean, this is it's been a really good year for them, and certainly they've got big goals, but certainly next year looks to be a banner year for them as well.
Playing Park Tudor tomorrow night to round out the regular season. Here's Runner at the open 3, and in the face from Marshall.
And that's probably not a shot she would take with somebody on her like that, but
Frost letting her rip. Marshall opportunistic to find that rebound. And Hamilton Heights gets the defensive board.
So Hamilton Heights will probably be pretty deliberate now. No reason to hurry things. If they get an easy shot like that, they'll take it.
Oh, beautiful take. Cassidy Shackle. And Cassie Wiseman is going to take a timeout. for Heritage Christian, down by 19. Try to get themselves back into it. We will take a break here on IndianaSRN.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
At one point in my life, alcohol ruled supreme. It was not impossible for me to wake up just as drunk as before I went to sleep, and I use the term go to sleep loosely. I think on most nights it wasn't falling asleep, it was just passing out. There was no way I was getting out of it with my own willpower, so I decided to give Wheeler a try. And since my graduation from Wheeler's program, alcohol has not had any kind of hold on me whatsoever.
Jack's Donuts has great donuts made and served fresh every day, plus great tasting coffee. Stop by Jack's Donuts at 9105 East 56th Street or Jack's in your neighborhood. Jack's Donuts, the official donut of IndianaSRN. That sounds good. Hey, like what you see? Please let us know. Email coach@indianasrn.org if you would like to help us out. Get more student athletes on the air. Go to our website, IndianaSRN.org. Hit the donate button on your screen. IndianaSRN, where you're always in the game. Heritage Christian trying to climb back into this thing. 5.5 minutes to go. Closest margin was in the second quarter. It was just a 2-point game for Hamilton Heights.
Well, they really turned up the defensive pressure, and that really had an impact.
Heritage led just in the first quarter when it was just 7-6, 7-5 rather. And Hickok will go to the line to shoot 2. How about Ella Hickok, a junior? 18 points today, to her credit, exploding onto the scene. Normally 7.5 points per game and 3.5 rebounds. A player who has really shown up today for the Huskies.
She's really good. Yeah. I mean, I had not seen her play, obviously, and I've got to tell you, she shoots the ball well. She really had a nice take there to the hoop. I mean, she's really a good player, a really good complement piece to run her. And I think those are two pretty good kids that are going to improve a lot over the next year, and who knows what Hamilton Heights can accomplish over the next 2 years.
Knocks down both free throws to give herself a 20-piece.
I think, I honestly, I'm surprised by the score, but Hamilton Heights has played so well.
They really have. It's going to help them immensely going into tournament time. Beautiful 3-ball from Jocelyn Marshall.
It's a good shot.
Her first of the day. Normally has 10 points per game. 7 to Jocelyn's credit.
Yeah, they have not shot the ball well, and they've had some attempts.
Full timeout here. We're going to take a break here on IndianaSRN.
Bertner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment, whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.indianasrn.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
And welcome back to IndianaSRN's coverage. Hamilton Heights and Heritage Christian doing battle in the fourth quarter, and the Huskies have taken control thus far.
There's a travel back there on that pass.
Well, it can't all be perfect.
Well, they've certainly had a nice ball game, and have taken advantage of a lot of things and just been really good today. That zone and they've been in it has just really caused Heritage Christian some problems.
Poking it away is Cameron Runner. Doing what she does best, and she converts. Or has the chance to convert, excuse me. Fights through contact. Count the bucket.
Yeah, that was a nice interception and took it the length, and then a little shove in the back. And as a freshman that just made that little shove, and it's a good learning experience for her.
Yeah, Hazel Ritz, definitely a good learning experience. And she can't convert on the N1. Runner, though, steals it away. Back to Roten and Hickok.
Yeah, so they're in no hurry now. If they get a layup, they'll take it. I'll be shocked if they put up another three-pointer. They're still facing her. They still don't want her to get anything. Nice pass, nice layup.
And another bucket. Hamilton Heights is in full form. Losing to Lafayette Central Catholic in the semifinals of the Hoosier Conference may have woken them up a little bit. Coming against a strong Heritage Christian team who has not looked, they've been a little bit out of character tonight.
You know, they're
taking advantage.
Their last game, I believe it was their last game, they played Center Grove, and Center Grove is very, very good.
Yep.
And I know Center Grove beat them, and I know that it was a tough ball game for them. You know, between that and senior night, there are emotional things that can affect. And then if you just want to be, you know, just pure black and white, they just haven't played well.
Now, your teams, when you were at Greenwood Christian, you all had some momentum when you were getting ready for the playoff tournament.
Mm-hmm.
What is it like when, you know, maybe you don't have a bye in the first round because of the selection,
right?
Or maybe you're caught in a spot where you're like, man, I really wish we didn't have to play this team right away. You know, what's the mindset? And how does that change per opponent or per your situation?
I can tell you that before our last run where we won a few in a row, our last championship game loss was a team that we wanted to avoid until then.
Yeah.
And so your mindset is different. For us, and I think Heritage Christian and Hamilton Heights be the same way right now, you didn't care who you drew in the sectional because you felt like that you were just the best team.
You were confident enough.
Yeah. And both these teams would be that way, I think, within their sectional as well. But there are teams out there right now that are, with the draw last week, they were holding their breath hoping they didn't draw specific teams.
And it's certainly indicative, too, of teams that are riding hot hands of some of their players, like a Hamilton Heights who has Hickok rolling, has Runner rolling almost all the time. It can really help when you have everybody in the groove come tourney time.
Sure makes a coach feel better.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt about that.
And I will tell you this, every coach wants to be playing their best basketball in the last 2 to 3 weeks of the season. And, only the coaches can tell you whether they are or not. Wins and losses don't necessarily, answer that question. Coaches have a particular way they want to be playing. And so, a game like this, sometimes if you're coach wise, when you may take a look at it once, and then, you look at it and say, what else are we going to learn from it? And then, burn it.
Yeah.
So, you learn what you can, then you never look at it again.
Well, you definitely have to have short-term memory. Tomorrow night you play a Park Tudor team who, crosstown rival, essentially. That's a team you would love to beat and maybe carry some momentum into sectionals as well next week.
Well, you do have to have short-term memory. Very few teams go undefeated. You're going to have losses, and it's how you react to the losses that'll indicate how successful you're going to be when it's time for a tournament setting.
I can say with confidence that both these teams will be ready come tournament time for whatever is thrown at them. Get a timeout this time from Hamilton Heights. And we'll take another break here on IndianaSRN.
This is the Frells family's land. When the sun comes out, the kids run and play right there. This used to be a shed. Now, it's where they get breakfast. This is more than just land. It's home. The Frells family runs with us on a John Deere 1 Series tractor because land isn't the only thing that should live on for generations. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
And welcome back. Not too long ago, in the first quarter, these teams were neck and neck, but Hamilton Heights put their foot on the gas. 13-point lead at half. Now as they stand a 20-point lead with just under 2 to go.
Well, here's what I've seen. They are really well coached and talented.
There's a reason that Keegan Cherry has won 115 games in his tenure. Only lost 53. 7 years at the school, and that's a very impressive bout.
That is just fantastic. That's 16 to 17 wins a season. That's a lot of wins. And certainly he's got talent, but you know what? Having talent doesn't necessarily indicate you're going to be successful. So he's done a great job. And just as Cassie Weissman has done a great job.
This foul is going to be on Casey Frost. Heritage Christian had to be a little tired of running around all all day.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I give credit to Hamilton Heights. They have absolutely dominated. I mean, they tried some different things. Heritage Christian did, and really nothing worked. Just one of those games, and so you throw it away. You take a look, learn what you can from it, and then go on.
Isabel Papanow on the court, along with Hazel Ritz. Frost stayed out there. Natalie Kernut,
I think, isn't she a freshman?
Kernut, yep, and Jeliza Lapsley as well.
These are the
young
kids.
I beg your pardon, Trinity Taylor.
These are the young ones. And, so she's got the young kids out there that, 2 years from now, this will be their team.
Yep, no doubt. And as it happens as well, you see so many times that teams who are, you mentioned the youth that you had when you were at JCA as well. You see so many times they grow into the teams that they end up becoming later on that you maybe saw the potential in. Right? And that happened for you, doesn't happen for everybody. But certainly a program like Hamilton Heights has a little bit of youth, but they do lose Kaylee Roten next year, one of their top scorers. So is it a spot, I'm generally curious, do you feel pressure where it's like, this has to be the year, right? Because we only have, a couple, if you have a lot of youth, this doesn't have to be the year, but it could be the year. And you just kind of let it ride to see how it happens, or,
I think that with Hamilton Heights, they've got a lot of good players back. And more than likely, Coach Jerry has in mind, he knows what he's got coming. And so as a result, I think, the one thing you never want to do is throw away a season because next year's going to be better, because that's not fair to the seniors.
Exactly.
So you keep working at it, and every year you do the best you can and try to achieve as much as you can, because that's what you owe your players. You can always talk about, next year will be better, but that's not necessarily the right thing to do for the kids.
Natalie Kernan had a nice layup on one end. This is going to be a timeout from Keegan Cherry. Taking it here for, I'm assuming, the same reasons that Cassie Wiseman had Frost foul, to get more players on. And we will take a short break with them as well.
You want a career that fuels your passion for sports and physical activity. IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences offers that and more. You'll have insider access to sports, fitness, and exercise science professionals and learn from faculty with years of industry experience. And with Indy as your classroom, you'll study next to world-class sports facilities, Olympic governing bodies, the NCAA, and the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to launch your sports industry career. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Final 13 and a half seconds to play here in the fourth quarter. Hamilton Heights and Heritage Christian. This is Taylor Harley.
I'm sure they're not going to foul.
And Morgan Ottinger. Jump ball here. It'll go back to Heritage Christian. Last ditch effort. The old 22-point shot.
Well, I think that they'll get it in and maybe a young kid will get a shot off.
And that will do it. Hamilton Heights finishes their regular season a 17th win to go into sectional time. Heritage Christian falls to 14-7 with another opportunity against Park Tudor tomorrow night. Our Piper Logistics player of the game tonight is number 2 for Hamilton Heights, Ella Hickok. 20 points for the junior, and she was really a huge difference maker tonight, Coach.
Oh, she was really good. I don't have it in front of me, but she hit 4 or 5 threes, I believe.
She had, let me count it, four threes. Yep.
4 threes, and that really has an impact on the game, and especially when your emphasis is shutting down somebody else.
It was one of those games where you felt like Heritage had something going in the beginning, and then Hamilton Heights stomped on the gas and just took it away from this Eagles team. But as you mentioned earlier in the broadcast, they have nothing to hang their head on. They have another opportunity tomorrow night. They'll be fine come sectional time.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a good basketball team. They're well coached, and they'll be ready for sectionals. Just like Hamilton Heights, this, I believe, was their last game before sectionals. They're ready to go. I mean, you can see that, and they seem to have a real purpose right now.
Hamilton Heights will play the winner of Centerville and Jay County in sectional 24. Jay County's only lost this year to the Hamilton Heights Huskies. Heritage Christian will play in sectional 27 against Heron and will face Indianapolis Shortridge if they do win that Heron matchup. So for Alan, Coach Weems, Nick Lewis, and Joel Mears, I'm Joey Lindstrom saying so long and good night. This has been a presentation of girls basketball on IndianaSRN.